Hey there, my friend. Can you believe it? We're already at that time. Minicamp is wrapping up. And after today and tomorrow, the Dallas Cowboys will hit pause until training camp. That's it. Just like that, we're heading into the quietest part of the NFL calendar. But don't let the silence fool you. There's still a whole lot buzzing beneath the surface in Dallas. Right now, it's all about staying healthy, staying focused, and staying united. And the Cowboys? They've got something that not every team can claim: 100% attendance. That's right. Every single player has shown up. No holdouts, no drama. And that's huge. In recent years, we've seen key guys sitting out OTAs and minicamp due to contract issues. But this time, everyone's in the building, and that includes Micah Parsons. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think full participation at this stage actually matters, or is it overhyped? Vote in the poll and drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm really curious to see where you stand on this. Here's why this moment is so important. These last few days before the break set the tone. It's not just about running drills or hitting conditioning marks. It's about mindset. It's about accountability. It's about showing the team and the coaches that you're locked in. And let me tell you, from what I'm seeing and hearing, the energy around this team feels different. Of course, there's still the massive question hanging over everything: Micah's contract. That's the elephant in the room. Or, as Mark Holmes put it, the 800-pound situation we can't ignore. But even with that hanging over everyone's head, Micah is showing up, working, and engaging with his teammates. That says a lot about him. So before we jump into the Micah contract drama, let's take a second to appreciate this. The Cowboys are wrapping up minicamp with full attendance, good vibes, and their core guys buying in. That doesn't guarantee anything in December, but it sure beats the alternative. All right, let's dive deeper into the guy who's got everyone talking, Micah Parsons. He showed up, he's practicing, he's smiling. And yet, the tension is there, right beneath the surface. Because as much as he's giving his all on the field, we all know what hasn't happened yet. He hasn't been paid. Here's the deal. Parsons is eligible for a contract extension. And considering what he brings to this defense, he's likely going to become one of the highest-paid non-quarterbacks in NFL history. That's just the reality. But instead of holding out or making a scene, he's chosen to show up and lead by example. That speaks volumes. Now, I want your opinion. Should the Cowboys pay Micah now or wait it out? Vote in the poll and tell me why in the comments. Would you risk frustrating your star defender by delaying this deal? Because honestly, there's risk on both sides. If you're the Cowboys front office, you've got to balance cap space, timing, and precedent. But if you wait too long, you might end up paying even more, especially if Parsons dominates again in 2025. And you know what's really interesting? Micah isn't ducking the media. He's out there answering questions, posting on social media, laughing with his teammates, and still being the vocal, energetic presence we've come to expect. That's not what you usually get from a guy in contract limbo. Most players in his position disappear until the deal is done. But not Micah. He's making a statement without saying much at all. It's like he's telling the front office, "I'm doing my part. Now it's your move." And let me be clear. This doesn't mean Micah is giving the Cowboys a discount. He knows his worth. He's just betting that his professionalism and impact will speak louder than negotiations behind closed doors. So do you think Micah's approach will speed things up, or are we headed for a long, tense standoff? Drop your take below. And stick with me because in Chapter 3, we're going to talk about the hidden message in Dak Prescott's latest actions. Now let's talk about the man under center, Dak Prescott. And no, this isn't just another "is he worth the money?" debate. This is about something much deeper: the silence. Dak hasn't been talking publicly about his contract situation. There's been no drama, no holdouts, no cryptic tweets, just quiet. But don't confuse that for complacency, because sometimes silence can speak louder than anything said at a podium. Here's what we know. Dak is entering the final year of his deal. He's got a Massive cap hit, and the Cowboys haven't locked him up long term. That alone should be making headlines daily. But Dak? He's just been grinding, showing up, leading the offense, business as usual. Now let me ask you, do you think Dak's silence is part of a bigger strategy? Is he playing it cool while putting pressure on the front office to act? Vote in the poll and let's talk it out in the comments. Because here's the thing. This quiet confidence from Dak? It's powerful. He's showing he's not desperate. He's betting on himself. And more importantly, he's forcing the Cowboys to ask a tough question. What's the backup plan if he walks? It's a dangerous game of poker. The Cowboys could be calling his bluff, thinking they'll find a better option in the draft or free agency next year. But history tells us that finding a franchise quarterback, one who wins games, earns the respect of the locker room, and handles pressure in Dallas, is no small task. And there's another layer to this. Dak's approach creates contrast with players around the league. While others hold out or go public with frustrations, Dak stays the course. That sends a message not just to the front office, but to every player in the locker room. Lead by example. Let your game talk. So what do you think? Is Dak's quiet leadership strengthening his leverage, or is it giving the Cowboys room to stall? And would you want the team to extend him now, or wait and see how 2025 plays out? Hang tight, because in Chapter 4, we're breaking down the chain reaction all of this is causing inside the locker room, and why it could define the entire season. All right, let's get into something the national media rarely talks about. But you and I both know it matters big time. The locker room. Dak Prescott's contract situation isn't just a front office issue. It affects the entire roster. Because when your team captain and quarterback, the guy everyone rallies around, has an uncertain future, the whole vibe in that building shifts. So here's the question. Who's riding with Dak, and who's wondering if this is his last ride? Sources around the team have hinted that the locker room still backs him. He's earned their respect. From the offense to the defense, rookies to veterans, Dak's presence carries weight. But that doesn't mean there's no tension. Imagine being a wide receiver like Brandon Cooks or CeeDee Lamb. You've spent an off-season building chemistry with your QB, knowing it might all get blown up next year. Or, think about the defense. Micah Parsons and company are trying to win now. They need a quarterback they can trust to keep them in every game. And if the front office is treating Dak like a short-term piece, it sends a message to everyone. No one is safe. Let me ask you, if you were in that locker room, would it fire you up to fight harder for Dak? Or would it plant doubts about the team's long-term vision? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I really want to hear your take on this. And here's another layer. Younger players, especially rookies, are watching how this all unfolds. The way the team treats its leader sets the tone for what they can expect. If Dak doesn't get the respect he's earned, what does that say to the rest of the roster? This isn't just about a contract. It's about culture. And right now, the Cowboys are walking a tightrope, trying to keep everyone locked in for 2025 while dodging the drama that comes with uncertainty. So now I've got to ask you, how much does the handling of Dak's situation affect team morale in your eyes? Does it matter to you if the locker room stays united? Because coming up next, we're turning our attention to the front office and exactly why they're gambling so hard with their quarterback's future. Don't miss it. All right, here we go. The heart of it all. Why are the Cowboys playing this game of chicken with their franchise quarterback? Let's be real. The front office, led by Jerry and Stephen Jones, is rolling the dice in a way that could either make them look like visionaries or leave them cleaning up a mess for years. They're banking on the idea that Dak Prescott, entering the final year of his deal, will deliver his best season yet without a long-term commitment. But let me ask you, how often does that strategy work in the NFL? It's a gamble with major consequences. If Dak plays lights out, his price skyrockets. And if the Cowboys make a deep playoff run, fans will demand he be paid. But by then, the damage might already be done. Waiting too long could fracture trust between the player and the front office, making negotiations even harder. On the flip side, if Dak struggles or gets hurt, the Joneses might feel justified in moving on. But then you're starting over at the most important position in football, with no clear answer in place. No proven successor. Just a hole under center and a whole lot of what now? Some fans argue this is smart business. Never overpay, always keep leverage. Others say it's a sign the Cowboys don't truly believe Dak can win the big one. So where do you stand? Do you see this as a masterclass in cap management? Or is it another chapter in a front office that just can't seem to get out of its own way? Let's throw a vote right now. Are Jerry and Steven making the right move with Dak's contract? Type yes if you believe in their strategy, or no if you think they're risking it all for nothing. I'll be reading every single answer. At the end of the day, this isn't just about 2025. It's about the future of the Dallas Cowboys. Because if this gamble doesn't pay off, it could set this franchise back for years. And now that we've broken it all down, stick with me. We're going to pull it all together into one seamless story for voiceover right after this.